Now, as the new Israeli government held its first meeting on Sunday, this after Israel's parliament narrowly approved the new coalition government, ending the 12-year rule of Benjamin Netanyahu as prime minister there, his successor, Naftali Bennett, promising to heal what he says is now a divided nation. Joining us now to discuss, we welcome back our good friend, Dr. Glen Duerr, professor of international studies at Cedarville University. Glen, thank you as always for joining us. Israel, of course, one of America's longest and strongest allies. What impact will this leadership change in Israel have on that U.S.-Israeli relationship?
In all likelihood, two impacts. On the one hand, Naftali Bennett is very similar politically to Benjamin Netanyahu. Many conservatives in the United States will be very pleased. He's even plausibly a little bit to the right of Netanyahu on a range of different issues. But as you mentioned, he's part of a really strange coalition. It's made up of 8 different political parties, and they have a razor-thin majority in the Knesset, that is Israel's parliament. And that coalition really spans the left and the right of Israeli politics. And so he's really going to have to find an interesting balance in order to maintain power, which he actually has to give up anyway in 2 years for a coalition partner in September of 2023.
Glen, with an expert like you at our disposal, I'd like to use our remaining time looking ahead to the sit-down Wednesday, the face-to-face between our president and Vladimir Putin. Your thoughts on that? I'm guessing at the very least it's going to go very different than the last time Putin met face-to-face with the U.S. president.
Yeah, in many ways, this is a high-stakes meeting with probably very little that will be accomplished. For President Biden, he's had a long relationship with President Putin. But President Putin is already on the record saying that the U.S.-Russian relations are at a low point. There's obviously election interference that both political parties in the United States have claimed. Russia has been antagonizing its neighbors, invaded Georgia in 2008, Ukraine in 2014, and has meddled in a range of different elections in Eastern Europe. And is also developing a very sophisticated hypersonic weapon called the Avangard system that could theoretically threaten the United States. So there are a lot of different issues on the table, and I think it's going to be very difficult for President Biden to really accomplish a lot to take back to the U.S. people.
Glen, I'm sure high on the list will be the recent cyber attacks, or Russian-based groups cyber attacking U.S. targets. Putin is claiming, he has no knowledge of this, but is that even believable at any level?
Vladimir Putin is really a master chess player, and he also has a very strong poker face. He's very good at claiming plausible deniability when it comes to cyber attacks. And so even though there are ways of tracking down Russian actions in the cybersphere, it's very difficult to pinpoint exactly and to show that it was the Russian government responsible. And Vladimir Putin is very good at turning a phrase or saying, it's just another example of the West picking on Russia. And so I think Biden's going to have a very, very difficult time unless he has very specific evidence beyond what's been released to the public thus far.
All right. Well, the eyes of the world will certainly be on Geneva this Wednesday, and Glen Duerr helping to prepare us. Glen, thank you so much for your time. Take care. Our best to everyone out there at Cedarville.
Thank you.